Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Samzil33 here, and welcome to another Pokemon TCG battle video. On the left here we have me, of course, with my Machamp fighting deck with Lucario EX and Landorus EX and regular Landorus and all that kind of thing. And on the right we have a newcomer, Eric, who is playing a Charizard Victini EX Pyroar deck. So, of course, we haven't seen much of the Charizard deck recently. Once Flash Fire came out, it was kind of proven it was not all that great. It relied a lot on luck and stuff, that kind of thing. But let's see how it works here. It can definitely be very scary once, or if you can get that lucky start. Who knows? Maybe it'll have some better matchups in the new format. I would like to argue it actually does have some better matchups, but we'll see. This one isn't particularly bad or good, so we'll see how it goes right here. I believe I'm going first. I'm not entirely sure. I believe Eric did win the coin flip, but he chose to go second, as to get the Turbo Energize with Victini EX, which is not a bad idea. Victini's first attack, Turbo Energize for 1 fire. You search your deck for 2 fire energy or for 2 basic energy and put them on your bench Pokemon. It's a really good attack, of course, but with Victini's 110 HP and you're not always going to start with it, so I would definitely not go first or go second just to have a chance of using it turn 1. But who knows? It is a very strong play with turn 1. So here we go. On my turn, I'm going first to play the Professor Juniper. I discarded some Machamp parts, Machamp, Lucario, Machamp, Machoke, and a what's the third thing? Colress, I believe. And I'm starting with a Lucario EX. Got a pretty solid start. I got a Fighting Energy, very very good to get attachments turn 1. Got a Muscle Band and the Fighting Stadium out, all very useful early game. I got a Lucario EX on the bench. Apologize if that's a little difficult to see. It's a proxy. I didn't own all the Lucarios at the time, but hopefully they look fine. Hopefully they look fine. You can tell what they are. Oh no, looks like Eric has to pass the turn with just the Charizard and a Fire Energy active. That's very peculiar. I thought I saw some supporters in his hand. I thought I saw a Skyla, Juniper, stuff like that. It was weird. Hold on, let me mute Skype here. That noise. Sorry about that. But yeah, I thought I saw Juniper and Skyla in his hand. I'm surprised he didn't play it. It seems really strange why he did that. I'm not quite sure why he's not playing them. Well, oh well. To find out later why exactly. So here I'm playing a Karina, another very strong card. I believe I showed off its very strong abilities in my last video. Of course, you search for an item and a Pokemon. It's very very good card, very versatile. Helps the fighting deck really set up, especially Machamp. Really helps set you up, get really anything you need. Looks like here I played a Karina, got a Muscle Band, that was a Dark Claw, Muscle Band, same thing, and a Machamp. So, yeah, got a Landorus down as well. That's another good card with Shout of Power. Assuming I bench that Machamp, now my setup's looking pretty good, especially against Eric's Charizard with a Fire Energy. I mean, he really doesn't have much going for him. Even if he played that Juniper, he just kind of has a Charizard with an Energy and not much else to do, which is not very good. And I'm already pretty far set up. He doesn't really have much that's not too good. So we definitely see that Juniper in his hand. Very very odd why he decided not to do that, not to play it. So here we're going to see a Corkscrew Smash from Lucario. Filling hand up to 6 cards. That's of course a really great attack right there. I really do love Corkscrew Smash. One of the best parts about Lucario EX, allows you to draw cards and do like a bunch of damage. That's with the Muscle Band and the Fighting Stadium. That's plus 40 to the original 60. Very great attack. And we're gonna see Eric attach a DCE to his Charizard. Still not playing that Juniper. I'm really not sure why that is. I don't know what he's thinking. He's considering playing a Lysander, but I don't know, it's so likely he'll have a switch that just seems a little silly. He'd rather hit the Lucario EX anyway. He does need a basic here, or he will lose, so playing that Juniper, or even maybe a Skyla to get an Ultra Ball, both would be very good plays, but this is not a good play. I'm not entirely sure why he's not playing the Juniper. Seems really odd to me. I'm very curious about that, honestly. He did go ahead and play the Lysander, bring out the Machamp. I'm just so confused here. Why is he not playing his Juniper? That's something I apparently will never know because he never told me after the match. Let's see. All I need here is a switch to go into Lucario EX and get the knockout. Yep, they're going to play a Karina. Hopefully I'll have a switch left. I do play 2 switch and an escape rope in this deck. And there we go. There's an escape rope. Switch Lucario and corkscrew smash for the game. It's unfortunate. Eric didn't play the Juniper. Maybe we'll find out. Maybe I'll be able to ask him someday. Maybe. But yeah, not a very exciting game 2 or game 1 either way. Nothing interesting happened. Just kind of steamrolled in there. Let's hope our second. This is a best of 3 series, by the way. Let's hope our second game and possibly third game are much more interesting. So here we're getting set up, shuffling our decks. Again, Eric did choose to go second, since he wants to get that turn 1 turbo energized, which is unlikely. As again, I never think it's a very good idea to go second when you're playing a deck, since you don't know if you're going to start with the thing you want to. But there we go. We did see a Victini EX from Eric, so it looks like it's exactly what he wanted to do. He just wanted to get that Victini out, and that's what he did. I guess that's good on him. But on my side, I have a Machamp. Not a great start. Nothing I can really play. I could theoretically attach some of that stuff to Machamp and use Knuckle Punch, but I decided not to. Looks like I'm just gonna play the N. Get a fresh hand of 6. Give Eric a fresh hand of 6 as well. Or not. Maybe he's just gonna stand there. Oh, there he goes. Yeah. So off this end, there's not too much I need. Just a Pokemon, some energy. I don't necessarily need a switch since I can't attack this turn, but I do need a way to get a switch next turn so I can start attacking with my Pokemon. Really, any Pokemon here will be very good. Lucario EX, Landorus EX, regular Landorus, Hawlucha, I do play one of those as well. All those fairly solid against Victini EX. Heck, Hawlucha could probably knock Victini EX out in one hit with a strong energy, a muscle band, and a fighting stadium. That's really the strength of this fighting deck, is how much damage it can deal with this Pokemon. Here, it looks like it did get a very strong bench right there. A Landorus EX, a Landorus, and a Machamp. Very good start right there. Looking in my head, it didn't look like I had another supporter. That is not exactly good right there. Let's hope I can draw one. I also don't have an energy attachment or Lucario EX to use corkscrew smash to get out of it. It's not very good. Would have liked something better. But yeah, looks like Eric's going to play a Juniper. Got a Fire Energy in the discard, not bad. He's hoping here to get a Charizard EX to Turbo Energize onto. That would be very useful to him, just to get all that energy in play on the first turn. 3 energy, that's really solid on him. Looks like he did get the Ultra Ball. He's going to discard a second Fire Energy, and he has a few options. Muscle Bands looks like was what his choice was. He does now have 2 Fire Energy in the discard. So Blacksmith will be very strong here. Yep, he's going to get the Charizard. Probably just going to Turbo Energize onto it after shuffling. He can easily just take the energy before shuffling to save some time. Not have to shuffle repeatedly for no reason, but sometimes people make that mistake of shuffling. He's going to get a Muscle Band. That's very useful. As he said, he did play Hypnotoxic Laser in his deck, so I think I saw that already. Well, he plays Hypnotoxic Laser, so with a Muscle Band and a Hypnotoxic Laser, Combustion Blast will be able to do 180 damage and knock out any of my EXs. Both Lucario and Landorus EX have 180 HP, so they'll be knocked out very much so by the laser. It looks like I got a switch there. Very nice. Okay, all right. I mean, I got an N. That was very useful. Very good top deck there. I finally have a supporter. I can actually start dealing damage with my Landorus. Yeah, it was very good. This game, we may have a game yet. My setup definitely does look a lot worse than his. He has a Charizard with 2 energy, a Muscle Band, and a Victini EX in the active. I have no energy in play and just playing my supporter now. So hopefully I can get an energy here and deal some damage to this Victini. You know, oh, look at that. There's no energy there. I don't have another attack for another turn. Oh, that is just dreadful. I do get a rare candy and a Machamp, though, so that Machamp will be able to help me out with its Fighting Fury ability. Makes all my fighting Pokemon do 20 more damage. But, of course, if I don't have fighting Pokemon to deal damage with, it's not going to help me at all. Yeah, no energy, and that kind of sucks. Looks like Eric's going to get it. He immediately rushes in, retreats, and goes for the DCE and Hypnotoxic Laser on my Landorus, and is going to knock it out. That's all he did, just knock it out. That is not a good thing. Yeah, I just lost my only EX in play. Now I have just this Landorus. He has a Charizard with 4 energy, no damage, and as well as that, the Keldeo with the Float Stone, so he can continuously use Combustion Blast. Let's see what I get here. I do have a Karina, which is very useful. It can allow me to get a Professor's Letter, to get some energy finally. Use my my Landorus there. That'll be very good in this situation. I don't have any energy in the discard yet, but it doesn't matter. I'm just dealing damage to this Charizard. Soften it up so I can knock it out later with something else. Like that Lucario EX I just searched for. Let's see if I can get something going with the Professor's Letter. Like maybe I could Ultra Ball some energy and discard them, and then get them back with a Shout of Power. This looks like what I am doing. Yes, I'm going to Ultra Ball an energy and another Landorus. Get several things here with this Ultra Ball. I already have the Lucario EX from the Karina in my hand. I could get a Machoke, set up another Machamp, or I could just get another attacker, Landorus EX, a Hawlucha. Looks like I'm going to go for Landorus EX, opting to go for more attackers as opposed to setting up more Machamps to do more damage. I suppose with one Machamp in play, I do already do a lot of damage with that, with my other attackers, so just getting those in play is probably better than getting another Machamp. Or maybe my Machoke was just prized, couldn't get it out onto my Machop. I do only play one Machoke, so very possible it was just in my prize cards and I couldn't take it. Setting up the Machamps is very nice, though, doing so much more damage, you know. Corkscrew Smash and Somersault Kick can just knock things out in one hit, which is so incredibly strong. Just being able to clean knock something out for 3 energy, 2 energy even, that's really strong. The Machamp really does make your Pokemon a lot more powerful. Makes your attacks very easy to get one-shots on EXs. Normally it's a little harder, but Machamp definitely makes it a lot easier. You don't have to soften them up with your weak attacks. Just go bam, Somersault Kick. You know, kill everything. Looks like here he's going to play a Lysander, bring out my Landorus EX. This does force me to have a switch. Let's see if he has. It doesn't look like he has a laser, so he's just gonna Combustion Blast for 170. The effect of it, you can't attack next turn, is reset by it going to the bench with Keldeo and then being swapped back to the active by retreating. So yeah, it looks like he's just gonna hit me for 170. It was kind of an interesting play there, going for the Landorus, since I'm most likely just going to retreat it for Lucario and knock out Charizard. Let's see if that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to play a Karina. Looks like that may have actually hindered me, because I'm going to need to play this Karina to get a switch instead of the Muscle Band I was hoping to get to knock out Charizard with, because without the Muscle Band, I'm only dealing 100 damage with the Fighting Stadium and the Machamp. Yeah, looks like I'm going to get the switch, and what else? A lot more things I could get here. Probably a Machamp, maybe, to rare candy into if I can draw one. But yeah, the big pain there was the Lysander. Ironically, I didn't think that would do much, but it actually did really help him, because I had to play my Karina to get the switch. Now his Charizard's going to survive with 20 damage left. That's really annoying, because he can very easily just get another Hypnotoxic Laser and knock out my Lucario, and then all he needs is a Lysander to finish off this Landorus EX on the bench. So, good play by Eric there. Really saved him right here. Yeah, it really sucks. I can only deal 100 damage. May have been better for I probably should have just sent out the Landorus, the regular Landorus, and hit me for or no, never mind that. He probably was better. I used the Lucario X. That way I can draw with Somersault Kick. Without the without the Lucario X somersault kick, or sorry, with a corkscrew smash allowed me to draw cards. I didn't really have a supporter, so it was probably better to just get more cards with that. Looks like Eric is powering up another Charizard here, just attached to the other one on the bench. Now it's got 2 energy on it and a muscle band, so it is ready to knock out pretty much any EX I send up, as long as it has a DCE and a laser. Looks like Eric's making a choice here. Let's see what he could go for. Looks like he has a few supporters in his hand, a few options. He has Blacksmith, the Colress, I believe a Skyla as well. Looks like he's gonna go for the Colress. Might have been safer to just go for the what's it called? What's the name? The Skyla to get the laser and knock out my Lucario X for sure. But this is a little more risky play. He does get a lot more cards this way. He gets 8 new cards with Colress. Possibly get a Lysander for next turn to win off the Landorus EX. Get a DCE, all that kind of stuff. So that might have been better on his part. I don't know how many lasers he plays. Probably like 3, maybe 4. So it may have been pretty likely. Yep, there he does get the laser. So turned out well for him at least. I don't know how many lasers he's played, but it did turn out well. He's going to bench a Litleo there. Pyroar is not particularly threatening to me, since I have Machamp. Machamp Crush can knock out Pyroars fairly easily. Does cost 3 energy, but it's not something I'm too concerned about. Looks like here I'm going to get a second Machamp out. Going to deal even more damage with my Landorus, even though it's going to do plenty of damage to knock out this Charizard. Just, dealing more damage, that's nice. Might as well. And if I have an N here, that would be very useful to put Eric down to 2 cards. Let's hope I have that, because that would really help me out. He might not even be able to attack, but no, it looks like I'm just going to use Shot of Power to power up my Lucario. This easily allows Eric to just get a Lysander and an Energy and Wing Attack or Combustion Blast my Landorus for the win. Let's see if he has it. Yep, DCE and Lysander. That's going to be game. Knocks out my Landorus on the bench. So there you do see the power of that Charizard deck, just constantly dishing out one-shots, dealing 180 damage to everything I have. That's really scary when you can, power it up quick with Blacksmith and Victini. Just get so many energy on the field. Even the incredibly fast fighting deck doesn't have a response to that Charizard. That's a frightening thing to think about. So the Charizard deck definitely isn't dead. It's always had potential, just dealing damage. But the problem was making it consistent. So let's see if Eric can make this deck consistent, get a win here with Charizard and Victini EX. Looks like he's going to start off with a Keldeo. I believe in this game I'm going first because I realize I would rather go first. I'd rather not take the risk of starting with something silly like a Machamp and not being able to switch. Yeah, looks like here I start with a Hawlucha, a very good starter for this deck because it has the free retreat. I can just retreat into any attacker I want. But Eric's deck is mostly EX Pokemon, so Hawlucha will be very strong. Of course, Flying Press only deals damage to EXs, but if it's just all the X's, it can deal damage to anything. I suppose he does have Pyroar, but it's not that much. It's still useful against most of his deck. Hawlucha is just very strong. It does only have 70 HP, but I like the card. There I played a Professor Juniper. Got some new cards. Looks like I just got a Landorus. No Machops. Would have been nice to get those down. Maybe deal some nice damage next turn, but just having the more attackers, more supporters, more strong energy for next turn. That's nice. It's not, it's fine. I don't really need all that stuff all that much, so definitely better than my turn 1 last game where I didn't even get an energy attachment. That's really what hurts this deck, not getting attachments. Even though those first attacks like Hammerhead and Missile Jab are very strong, without the extra energy in play to use Somersault Kick and Lance Judgment and stuff, the deck just kind of isn't strong enough to really take games. It has to set up all these Machamps, so using those resources to do that really does make the deck take a little more time to set up and a little less consistent. And I don't know, it's better to be able to get those one shots with Somersault Kick. Without all that energy in play, your attacks really aren't that strong. not gonna be able to one-shot things, and without that, your deck doesn't really have anything. Well, I don't. It definitely can set up without the energy, but you really have to get a fast start, and your opponent has to not get the fast start, and you can just steamroll over their attackers before they get anything set up. But that usually doesn't happen. Um, so now I believe it's Eric's turn. He played an Ultra Ball. Can't tell what he discarded, but he's probably gonna get either a Charizard EX or a Victini EX here. The Charizard would be nice to get some energy attachments onto, but and the Victini would be nice to get more energy into play, but that Holuche is pretty darn scary for Victini. Just another fighting stadium in play, and Flying Press will knock it out in one hit, so that is not exactly a good thing if that happens, but we'll see here what he takes. There's also Litleo to get a Power in play for next turn. There's a Jirachi EX. Maybe he doesn't have a supporter. We'll see what he gets here. I didn't quite catch what he has in his hand. Maybe that would definitely impact his decision. But yeah, let's see what he gets here. I might. Well, it looks like he's going for the Litleo. That's another interesting choice. If he sends that up, Holucha won't be able to do much damage. Won't be able to do any damage to it. So he'll have to find a new attacker to use against it. So yeah, that might have been a good choice. Not take the big hit from Flying Press. That is kind of scary to deal with, being hit by 120 damage on the second turn for only 1 energy. That's just ridiculous. Holuchi just does so much damage. It's kind of hilarious, honestly. But yeah, now it's my turn. Let's see what I get here. It looks like I have a strong energy on the Landorus EX. All I need now is a Muscle Band to knock out the Litleo, and put him in a not so great spot. All he has is a Keldeo EX on the bench, and yeah, looks like I'm gonna play the Karina. Definitely get the Muscle Band, and looks like a Machamp. Good choice there. Already have plenty of attackers. Now really all I need is the Machamps, since I don't have since I have attackers. All I need is Machamps. But yeah, it looks like that will put Eric in a pretty bad spot. He'll have it looks like I put the Muscle Band on my bench. So it was silly. That'll just put Eric in a bad spot. Just Keldeo EX, no energy in play, no energy in the discard. That's not great for him. He'd much like to have energy in the play by this point through Turbo Energize or just a DCE. Even that next turn you can get some kind of play with Blacksmith, do a lot of damage, even just wing attack set up for a knockout. You have this big bulky Pokemon in play to take a hit, so you have a few turns to get something going, deal some damage. But with just these fragile Pokemon in play like Litleo and Keldeo that doesn't even do damage, not in that great a position. Yeah, once I'm finally done shuffling, thank you, Sam, for finishing your shuffling. I'm going to send out my Landers, of course, and take a knockout on this Litleo, putting me down to 5 prizes. That prize probably won't matter all that much because if he doesn't bench any more EX Pokemon, or he doesn't bench any non-EX Pokemon, I'll just have, regardless, I'll have to knock out 3 EXs. So putting out that Litleo probably was a good idea with the situation he was in. He'd rather not have his EXs take damage. He'd rather have the non-EX take damage, and then the attack won't even matter because he won't have another Litleo in play. So yeah, looks like here he is going to play an Ultra Ball, get some more Pokemon into play. Finally, that's nice for him. It's nice to get some Pokemon in play so you can attach energy to them. Just something a little more than Keldeo. It's not exactly the best, thing to have all by itself. You can't even use its ability if it's always your active Pokemon. But yeah, here he's gonna take the Victini EX. If he had the Fire Energy and a Charizard to go along with it, that'd be nice. I don't think he has a Charizard in hand, so he's probably not going to use Turbo Energize this turn. He'll probably just leave Keldeo active and wait a little while before he can use that attack. He's going to play a Laser here. That's going to deal some extra damage to me. It gets a Heads, potentially keep me asleep. It'd be definitely good on him if he could keep me asleep. Let's see what happens here. Even me hitting this Keldeo isn't that strong. Looks like that. Is that a Heads? I can't tell. I think that's Tails. So yeah, it looks like, yeah, I'm gonna be asleep. That's not good. I can't attack this turn. Um, what's in my hand exactly? Looks like no supporters. I think I see some Lysanders, an Ultra Ball, two Ultra Balls, in fact, I think. And yeah, it's just gonna be a pass. No attack there. Again, these fighting decks missing the attachment, missed attachment, and missed attack. That's just so painful for this deck. You know, is really not a good position for me right now. But thankfully, Eric's gonna play an N. Get me out of that horrible hand. That was a relief, man. Like, with it was just that hand, I don't think I really could have won. He would have just set up a Charizard and, steamrolled through my Landorus, then Hawlucha, then Lucario, and it'd just be over. But thankfully, I got another fresh 5 cards, which is very nice. Unfortunate, Eric had to play that in, but I think all he had, the only thing he other had in his hand was Skyla, which would not have been able to help him get anything. He had no energy. He couldn't turbo energize. He had no Charizard. He couldn't get a Professor's Letter. So it was probably best for him to play the N, because he'd just get wrecked by a Landorus CX and Hawlucha and such, and he'd have no response. But now at least he can get some things set up, even if he does get me a little more set up as well. He did get the Charizard. It doesn't look like he has an energy. That would be very unfortunate if he whipped an energy on that. Let's see. He may have had a Professor's Letter I missed. He's going to play that Startling Megaphone, get rid of some of my tools. That might actually keep his Victini alive if he sends that active. I think I would have needed that muscle. I would have needed that muscle band to knock out Victini EX. But yeah, he's not even going to send it up. He's just going to keep Keldeo active. It's not an attacker, so he'd rather it take the hit when it doesn't really. It's not going to be taking hits later. It'll have to take more effort to Lysander it out and knock it out. He doesn't have to. I don't have to bring something out with energy. I have to bring out this Keldeo, which is really not that threatening to me, and I don't really would rather Lysander an attacker and take a knockout. But yeah, I might have to end up Lysandering this Keldeo if I have to hit it this turn. But looks like here I'm going to Ultra Ball for a Machamp. My guess is I have a Juniper, and I'm just going to discard it because I don't want any more Machamps. You really only need 2 Machamps in play with this deck. I play 4 Machamp in this list, and it's nice to get consistency early game, but later in the game, the Machamps are just not very useful. They never really get to go and play. They're mostly the 4th Machamp is for Pyroar, since they're going to be catching your Machamps and killing them. You're gonna need a lot of extra ones in play if they keep dying. So that's kind of the point of them there, having that 4th Machamp. Even though I don't really want 4 in play at any point, or even 3. I do sometimes get 3 in play when I have enough bench space, but it's not very often I would get 3 Machamps in play. It's on average 1 to 2. Yeah, it looks like Eric, he still didn't have an energy, so he still has no energy in play. Still nothing to do. He does have some things in his hand right now. Sadly, he's going to play a Blacksmith. I believe he only has 1 fire energy in there. Yeah, 1 fire. So he can't really use Combustion Blast either. He would be able to knock out my Landorus EX because it had all the poison damage on it from the Hypnotoxic Laser he played. But since he only has 1 fire in the discard, he can't really do that. The other option he has is to do that onto Victini EX. It looks like that's what he's going to do. He's going to use that to Turbo Energize. Not a bad play either. Get some energy in play. I believe he does have a DCE in his hand as well, so he can't get a good amount of energy in play with this turn. I thought he had a DCE. I assume he'd play it. It looks like he's just going to Turbo Energize. I thought he had a DCE, and maybe I was wrong. Maybe he's deciding to not play it in case I play a Lysander or something, knock out his Charizard, but I don't know, that seemed a little strange to me. But here I'm going to get a Rare Candy and a Machamp, so that's very strong there, get the extra 20 damage. All I need now is another Machamp to evolve my Machoke, and then I'll actually be dealing, if I get another Machoke in play, I'll be able to, or another Machamp in play, I'll be able to knock out Victini EX with Hammerhead, and that'll be very strong. Set up, kill this Victini. No, well, I think I just attacked there. Looks like I have no supporter again. Just another Hammerhead, looks like. Nope, no. Okay, good. Looks like I have something. Looks like no, no. Not gonna Lysander. Nope. Yeah, I'm gonna Lysander the Charizard. That was another interesting play right there. See, I was kind of scared of a Lysander on my Lucario EX and a DCE. And if the Lucario EX was knocked out and this Landorus or this Charizard, sorry, had no damage on it, I wouldn't have that much of a response for it. I guess I do have that Hawlucha, and the Victini would have been knocked out. Or not, actually wouldn't have been knocked out, would have survived. So that might have been a better play just to bring out the Charizard, soften it up. Then he knocks out my Landorus, inevitably, looks like, yeah, he's just going to Combustion Blast, knock it out. I can just use Hawlucha or Lucario or whatever I want, really, to knock out this Charizard. And, I'll be in a decent position. He'll have no Charizard in play, just the Victini EX. Looks like I have plenty of energy in play with the Lucario. Yeah, we'll see what happens here. I did just play a computer search. Sorry, that's another proxy. That not exactly a great proxy. Just kind of drew on it. I could get any card here. Not quite sure what I'm going for with this. Probably just a supporter. We'll see here though. Let's see what this important here. Let's see what I knock out this Charizard with. I have a few options. I could go for the Hawlucha. Then a non-EX Pokemon will be active. Looks like it was a Landorus EX. The Landorus actually is very helpful right here because of his that Keldeo EX on the bench with 130. If I use Hammerhead this turn, I'll be able to knock out this Charizard and then hit the Keldeo, and then next turn I'll be able to knock it out on the bench with Hammerhead. That looks like what I'm gonna do. That is very scary for Eric. I do have now 2 Machamps in play, and he has just the Victini EX. If he sends that Victini up, it will actually I'll be able to Hammerhead for 4 prizes next turn, knock out the Keldeo and the Victini, since it only has 110 HP, and I have the Strong Energy, the Fighting Stadium, Machamp, and the other Machamp that's plus 80 plus the 40, or the 30 from Hammerhead that knocks out Victini and Keldeo. So he doesn't really have that option either, and that's not good for him. Definitely not very good. Maybe if he can get some kind of knockout with Charizard, that might be his only hope here. If he has a DCE, Blacksmith, I see a Jirachi and a double Carless. 150 isn't quite enough though. It's not exactly helpful. He doesn't really have any sniping Pokemon to hit it off the bench, so he's gonna have to play another Lysander, and then he has to knock out my Lucario, or yeah, I guess Lucario is what he has to knock out, or 2 non-EX Pokemon, which will be probably even harder. Let's see what he gets here though. He could just play the Juniper, attach a Charizard, and then next turn use Turbo, or next turn knock me out with Landorus with Blacksmith. It looks like he's going to retreat into his Victini EX. He's counting the damage. He may have just realized his mistake there. Retreating into the Victini was not a good idea. It's going to be knocked out. Yeah, it looks like he realizes that. He's going to send up Charizard or Keldeo. Yeah, it looks like he's going to put Keldeo out. Or just, pretend he didn't retreat. He does have some options in his hand, though. Again, he could play Jirachi for Blacksmith, the Juniper, both good options. Let's see what he does here. Really depends here. If he does, definitely gonna attach that DCE on a Charizard. He is gonna play that Jirachi. My guess is gonna be for Blacksmith. I don't really know what else he could get. That's really the only helpful thing he has left right now. Is the Blacksmith. He could possibly play a Lysander, bank on me not having a switch to get away from my Machamp if he Lysanders that. But that's, again, unlikely. I think I have a couple switch left. I would assume he gets Blacksmith here. It looks like he's taking a while with his choice. Not quite sure what he's going for. I would assume Blacksmith. Maybe he doesn't have any Blacksmith left. That'd be kind of that would not be very good for him. It looks like, yeah, he shows off the laser there, and wish he could have that. Does it look like, looking through his deck, I don't think he has a Blacksmith. I don't think he does. Oof. Nope. Oh, there we go. Yep, he does have a Blacksmith. That's going to be the helpful card. Oh, yeah, he he can just deal 150 with Charizard to my Landorus, that is probably his best bet. He's not in that great a position, honestly. Once this Charizard comes out, all I need is an energy, any kind of energy to knock out his Charizard with a somersault kick on Lucario, since I have the strong energy and the stadium and the two Machamps. That's gonna be enough to knock out his Charizard. So let's see what he does here. He may just wait a bit. Hope I don't have an energy. If he could hope I don't have an energy and just knock it out here. I guess it would need an energy and a switch, so it may just be better for him to Combustion Blast here. Or no, he's just gonna pass with the Victini active, or with the Keldeo active. Let's see what I go with here. I'm gonna play a Karina. Let's see what I can get here. The escape rope would probably be the scariest thing for him. I would be able to bring out, if he brought out either Jirachi or Victini, I could just send out my Hawlucha, retreat into Landorus and Hammerhead and win the game there. So he's basically forced to send out his Charizard, but hopefully my escape rope is in there. It could be prized. That would not be great if he had a prize, or if I had a prize. Looks like I do have it though, so that is very helpful for me. So yeah, I got the escape rope and a Lucario EX. My bench is full, so Lucario is not going to be helpful, but the escape rope, as I said, is very crucial. He was basically forced to send out his Charizard, and I can just use my Lucario EX. I assume I would have an energy if I made this play. I would be able to knock out his Charizard. He'd have no energy in play, and I would win. Yeah, send up Hawlucha. That's probably just so I could have the free retreat there. And I do have the energy and the muscle band just for assurance, I guess. And I'm going to be able to somersault kick for 200 damage. That's more than enough damage to knock out the Charizard. A Mewtwo right here would be very helpful from Eric. That's probably the only downfall with this play, is if he has a Mewtwo. But I do not believe Eric plays any Mewtwo. And even if that does happen, I would be able to use a Hammerhead and just knock out the Keldeo. So I don't really see a way Eric has out of this. If he knocks out Lucario, I knock out Keldeo with Hammerhead. If he knocks out my Landorus, I'll somersault kick anything he has active and win that way. Looks like he's just grasping straws here. He's gonna play a Juniper. Maybe if he plays Mewtwo EX and Max Potion, he could heal up the Keldeo, but I doubt he plays Max Potion. It's not that great a card in the deck. He's going to play a Mega Foam. That's not particularly harmful there. He does have a second Keldeo, so if for whatever reason, or it would be helpful if this game lasted longer than this turn, but it obviously doesn't. Looks like here he's going to go for a intensifying burn with a victory piece. Makes Victini's attacks cost 0 energy. And that allowed me to get 4 prizes, 3 extra than the required amount of energy, and I'll take the game there. So yeah, there we go. That was the game. I came out victorious in a best of 3 series. Really did show off a lot of the strengths of both the decks. You know, in game 1, I was really steamrolling through his Pokemon, just dealing so much damage early game. In game 3 as well, I was just racking out damage, knocking out things, setting up knockouts with Hammerhead, anything threatening. He brought out all the Charizards, just bam, got hit by a somersault kick. Died like that. In the game 2, though, Eric did get a very fast start with the Turbo Energize. Then he got some Blacksmith, powered up Charizard, able to knock out all my guys really fast because I whiffed a lot of energy attachments. And that's really kind of the strength of both these decks. Is if they have no response to your Pokemon, then you just totally steamroll through all of them. They can't keep up with all of your powerful attackers. But if they can keep up, then they have a chance at winning, which is really both the strength of these cards, both these decks. So yeah, interesting match there, having both those against each other. So thank you for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. I'll definitely be having more battle videos in the future. Don't have any recorded right now, but I will have them for you guys. I assure you, probably record them soonish. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Later.